All right, we're close to 7 o'clock, right on it now. And we'll call this meeting to order, the Bridgeton City Council for July 7th, 2021. Would you all please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all very much. The clerk will now call the roll.
Councilmember Abram?
Here.
Councilmember Grimmer?
Here.
Councilmember Hine?
Here.
Councilmember Luke?
Here.
Councilmember Norris?
Here.
Councilmember Purcell? Councilmember Webb?
Here.
Councilmember Zimmer?
Here. All right, we have 7 of the 8 council members here tonight. Unfortunately, Councilmember Purcell had a family issue that arose today. We are down to item 4, the agenda approval.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded for approval of tonight's agenda. Any comments, questions, suggested changes? Seeing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? That motion carries. Public comments. This is the opportunity for the members of the public to come forward and address the council as well as the administration. And so we will go first here. I've got a couple cards from Mr. Richard Briggs. Mr. Briggs, no relation.
No relation, you're not my 17th cousin.
Yeah, probably that way.
Thanks, folks, for being here again. I get a chance to just mention a few things. I'm hopeful that we're going to be approved for special use permits tonight for our adult daycare center. I knew there were a little concern or two about security, especially since we deal with folks that are challenged in some way, and it's on Limber, which tends to be a fairly busy main street from time to time. So I just wanted to relay that we, as well as having alarms to notify us when the doors open, and we have cameras on all exits and other nooks and crannies so we can see what's going on with people to be safe and protect them. I'm sorry, building owner. And we treat each of these people as if they're our own family. In fact, we do have employees that have family members that are attending our daycare that are challenged in some way. I just wanted to be sure for council that we take every effort to make sure that people are under our control. We keep track of them. We have them on the attendance record when they leave to go on a field trip. When they leave the premises, that attendance record goes along with them so that we know who under our care is exactly where each of those people are. That is about it in a nutshell. One last thing, there was mention at times about having locked doors for folks who maybe have some dementia or Alzheimer's. And since the category of adult day we fit into does not allow us to have a locked facility, because most of the people are of their own accord and have control of their own affairs, even though they are coming to a day center and meet nursing home level of care. But since we are not a specified Alzheimer's unit, we are in fact prevented from having a locked unit because we're not a prison that we can't actually hinder folks from leaving if they are of sound mind. Now, we do have folks that have a power of attorney or a guardian, and we are able then to take a little bit more closer look at special care to make sure that they don't get out of our sight or don't leave our care. That's about the main things I wanted to hit on. I did have our building owner is here with any kind of.
I just basically brought the schematic of the floor plan.
If you're going to say, you got to get up and give us your name.
Derek Onstad, I'm the property owner at 30 what I did was basically brought a larger version of the build out that we're planning to build out, and then also a larger kind of schematic of the entire building. For those of you that aren't familiar with the building, they're gonna be taking a larger space in the middle, which I'm sure you guys probably all know that, but, I wasn't sure if anybody was interested in the build out that we're gonna be doing, but, if anybody is, I've got copies.
Okay, you can leave them up here if you like. That'd be great.
Yeah, there's this one and this one will go together to make
A set.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I've got 7 total sets here.
Very good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do you guys have any questions for me? I know that there was a question about the front parking lot being redone, which is a main thing that I have to do. My insurance actually is a requirement as well. But we've already signed contracts with King Construction. They're gonna be coming in and doing 50 tons of cutout and patch, and then we're gonna seal the entire front and sides, and we'll be sealing to ADA requirements as well.
Very good.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Briggs.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate
Appreciate it.
it. Next card we had was from Michael Pinson. Mike.
Mike Pinson, 11420 Old St. Charles Road, Bridgeton, Missouri. I'd like to speak to you tonight about parks. I've seen some concerns. Use, for example, Bridgeway. This park is almost completed. If I lived at 3439 House, which is the house closest to the park, and I had any kind of disability, I could not go to the park without going 4 houses down Burgess, 9 houses to Taylor, 16 houses to Brookford, and 9 houses to the park, 1 mile to get up the hill that's right there at the park that is a disability to people. I know 3 people that are in wheelchairs who are unable to get to that park. I did some research and went through Bridgeway, I went through Matthews, and I went through Hellerbush. And one of the things that jumped out at me, at that time, there was 9 members on board. And when I see names like Norm Freeborn, Roy Hellerbush, Don Matthews, Joseph Horacio, as some of those members of that 9-man committee, I think this is great. This is a really inspiration. These are people that are thinkers. They're the backbone of the park department, and that's what we need in the city of Bridgeton. More people on that board that are knowledgeable and can make corrections when need to be done. I mean, that's like me going into an architect and say, I want to build a house. Walk out the door, come back a week later, and he's got some kind of plans. We need to give those planners directions. Matthews, ball diamond, 220 feet, needs a net if you're gonna keep it as a ballpark. People are complaining, does anybody go to those people? No. There's no access to the park as far as handicap. Right now, they're doing some walks in there. There's no handicap access to the bathrooms. It's ADA. I talked to you about Matthews or McKelvey Park, and I was told the Ward 4 meeting, you were there, that they go to berm. What's a berm all right? It's only 7 inches tall. That's a berm for some people. Stuff you go into a house is 7.5 inches, and kids are going through that area. It needs to be fenced, and I'm getting signatures, and I think that I'm not going to bring them to the city because the city's been warned about this. As a attorney will tell you, if somebody's hurt, you've been warned. So that's pretty much it. But right now, to me, all we're doing is building parks for preschool and senior citizens. There's nothing for that middle-aged group of youngsters. Bridgeway, they took out the basketball courts. There's a basketball court down in the parking lot. Well, it's 9'6" on one side, it's 10'6" on the other side. That's not acceptable to me. But thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Pinson. Next comment card we had was from Nancy Hogg.
Yes, my name is Nancy Howe. I live at 11-7 Bridger Parish Drive, and I'm the chairman of the park board, excuse me. We have been working very hard to upgrade these parks as we get money and grants from the St. Louis County taxes. We've made a lot of the parks ADA. We spend a lot of money on our parks. We have 393 acres that we take care of and maintain. Sure, we'd like to have everything perfect, but life's not perfect. Now, if the council wants a perfect park system, then show the park for the money, because we'll spend it, and we'll enjoy spending it. And we have qualified people that design our parks. We don't design the parks, Park Board don't do that, we pay professionals to do that. And I'm proud of Park Board, we've got a good group of people. They're not gonna be Joe Sprazio or Norm Freeborn. Those people developed the parks, we didn't have parks, they got the parks for us. We're trying to keep those parks to the best of our ability, with the money that you all give us. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy.
Uh-huh.
Thank you for the Parks Board and your chairmanship.
Thank you.
Anyone else in the group that would wish to comment before council? Anyone else before I close out the public portion? Seeing none, we will close the public comments portion and move on to item number 6 on the agenda, approval of minutes.
Move approval.
Second,
Or is it a both?
that would be fine.
Pardon? For
Both.
both? So the motion's made and seconded for approval of the regular city council meeting held on June 16th and the mid-year budget meeting held June 29th. Comments, questions? Councilmember Grimmer.
Yes, a friendly amendment, page 4, bill number 6280. Goes on about, let's see, about the third set of sentences. We're talking about a bill that I read, and then it says Councilman Purcell read bill 6280 for, it should be Councilman Grimmer. So just friendly amendment, thank you.
Is everybody all right with that? Okay. All right. Any further comments, questions, suggested changes on the minutes? Seeing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? That motion carries. We are down to item 7, which is appointments, presentations, proclamations, and announcements. I have no announcements to make, other than we just have the 7 here tonight, so we won't be going forward to anything that's introduced tonight to the full portion of the council. We do have a number of proclamations tonight, and I'm very pleased to have this opportunity to recognize some of our fine officers of the Bridgeton Police Department for some exemplary activities that they were involved with in terms of saving lives in the city of Bridgeton. So what I'm going to do, I've got several, as does the chief, and if the police commission member wants to come up, or commission members, I think we have 2 or 3 of them here tonight. We're going to do this up in front, and I'll read just very briefly what they're being recognized for. No, that's all right. Jim, you want to join us too? Red? All right, first one is for Officer Tom Million. He's been a 5-year member of the Police Department here. Officer Million's experience and training allowed him to recognize that a driver was not under the influence of any kind of substance, may have instead been experiencing a medical emergency when he had an accident here in the city of Bridgeton. Due to Officer Million convincing this individual to go and seek medical treatment, it was discovered the individual had a brain tumor. And his action convinced this guy to do it. Had he not done that, the individual wouldn't have gone to the doctor, and who knows what would have happened. He might have become Officer Million to save that individual's life. And for that, he is to be commended. You want to read yours, and then we'll pass it by the council.
Says, Dear Tom, the Board of Police Commissioners would like to recognize your life-saving actions on a 21-year-old man who was involved in a serious vehicle accident. He was able to let the roadway and struck a telephone pole. At the scene, your instincts and experience led you to the conclusion that this driver was not under the influence of any substance and may in fact have had a medical emergency. While the driver kept refusing an ambulance, you did not ignore your gut feeling. His admission to the hospital and subsequent testing revealed an early stage undiagnosed brain tumor. The driver's prognosis is very good. The Board of Board of Police Commissioners wish to thank you for your outstanding job performance and dedication. You are truly a credit to the Bridgeton Police Department.
So our proclamation tonight is to honor and recognize Officer Million as having this special day, July 7th, in his honor. Tom, congratulations. You good? All right, Tom, thank you very much. You did a great job. We're very proud of you.
The next there should be two, brown and white.
Okay. All right, the next one's for two of our officers. Officers Josh White and Kyle Brown. These are 2-year veterans with the police department. They recently helped to talk a woman out of suicide. She was on a railroad trestle here in the city of Bridgeton.
You know your
These officers, when to her aid, talked her out of doing that. Now that, in my viewpoint again, it's community policing is going above and beyond. They helped save this woman's life, and I am very proud, as most of the residents of the city of Bridgeton should be as well. Chief?
Okay, I'm not gonna read the same letter twice. The Board of Police Commissioners would like to recognize life-saving action you performed on a 22-year-old suicide. Your evaluation of the situation, and quick thinking, prevent her from jumping off the train trestle. You put your own safety in jeopardy to save her life. Your actions were heroic and selfless. The Board of Police Commissioners wishes to thank you for the outstanding decisions you made in saving this woman. Greatly appreciated. We carry credit to the department.
And we are, by this proclamation of the mayor, recognizing these 2 individual officers, White and Brown, for their outstanding achievement. Thank you very much, Josh.
Just add one thing to this. They grabbed her as she was going over without safety restraints or anything. So this was a very selfish act.
Thank you very much, Josh. Great job. Our last recognition tonight is for Sergeant Matt Black. Sergeant, come on up.
I want to say something about Josh.
Matt's been with the Bridgeton Police Department for 15
Tell them
years.
here.
After finishing up some of his service here, on one day, upon his arrival, he encountered a traffic accident where the individual was trapped inside. His quick thinking and rapid application of a tourniquet stopped the victim from bleeding out. Again, this officer saved another man's life. Chief?
Dear Matt, the Board of Police Commissioners would like to recognize your life-saving efforts to a victim trapped in an overturned vehicle. The man was seriously injured, unconscious, and sustained a material injury. The rapid application of your own tourniquet to the man's arm and wrist saved his life. You maintained your composure in this chaotic and highly stressful situation and assisted the paramedics in getting this patient transported to a hospital. This man is alive today because of your ability to multitask and stay focused. The Board of Police Commissioners wishes to thank you for your exemplary job performance. Your dedication is greatly appreciated. Give it credit to the department. Congratulations.
And our proclamation again today is a recognition of this date, July 7th, in recognition of Matt Black and his heroic action. You good?
Terry.
All right. I have one quick word, and I know exemplary police department here. These are examples of these men putting it all out on the line, going above and beyond what their call was. And I, for one, very much appreciate what they did, and I'm sure most of the council members were. Anybody wants to say anything?
I do.
Councilmember Abram?
Yes, we all know that we have the best department around. And our officers, I want to thank them for their dedication, and I just love them all. I think we got a good department here. And I especially want to let you know how dedicated someone is. Officer White one night got a call about a confused lady at the gas station at Quick Trip. So he came, he thought it was me. I had a rental car because mine was in the shop, and I said I couldn't find my car because it had an out-of-state license and that. So this man was helping me find my car, and he calls the police. Well, Officer White came, and he followed me into my subdivision in Harmon Estates, and I pulled over because he thought I was confused and lost, and that shows how dedicated they are. And I told him, I told him the story of what happened. I come out and just, thought my car was gone. But I wanted to thank him. I told the chief, I said, our officers are really, they're great. And when he come up to the car, I know he thought I was still lost, and but he did a wonderful job. All of our officers do, and I just want to congratulate all of them in our department and thank Mr. White for checking on me. But I wasn't confused. I mean, I was about my car. But I thought, oh my gosh, he's going to think we got one crazy councilwoman. So I just wanted to tell that story because I thought it was kind of funny, and
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Councilmember Grimmer.
I've had the pleasure of living in Bridgeton for 34 years. In that time, I cannot remember one single incident where the police department has received anything but positive publicity. You don't see any negative things about our department getting into these pursuits that are maybe a little bit on the edge and things like that. That just does not happen in this community. And that is no accident. I think we're criticized, some people criticize because we don't make enough arrests. We don't have to. We don't have to hassle our citizens. We can do things and maintain order and do it in such a way that we're above board. That is really something, it's just something we take for granted here. And I just don't know how it's done, but it's done extremely well here. And gentlemen and whomever, we thank you very much. It is a privilege to have your service. Thank you.
Councilmember Hine.
Thank you, Mayor. Chief and Major and gentlemen, I want to tell you how sharp y'all look in your dress blue uniforms. And I also think that you look very sharp while you're out on the road performing your duties. So you present a great image for the city of Bridgeton. And I want to thank you for your service on Sunday for the 4th of July. You guys really were there for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Chief, I think we have one other to introduce tonight, do we? Did we have a new officer that?
Go ahead, Mark.
Or Mark, you can do it.
I just wanted to introduce Officer Steele. He just came on board last week. We wanted to bring him forward so that you could put a face if you hear the name. He actually went to grade school with my daughter at St. Joseph's out in Cottleville, so I feel old. But anyway, he comes aboard. He's got a great reputation. Did a lot of work through the Catholic school at St. Dominic out in St. Charles. So we welcome him. I wanted to introduce him to you so you could all meet him. So.
Very nice. Officer Steele, we're glad to have you among us. Thank you. We hope you'll have a long career here with us at the city of Bridgeton. All right. Thank you, gentlemen. If you have to leave, you have to leave. We understand it. We are down to item 8, consideration of resolutions. Resolution 21-3, Councilmember Zimmer.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'd like to make a motion for consideration of resolution number 2021-3, a resolution of the city of Bridgeton, Missouri, congratulating Hunter Engineering upon its 75th anniversary.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded for to approve a resolution 21-3 concerning Hunter Engineering. Councilmember Zimmer, would you care to read a few of it?
Yes. Whereas Hunter Engineering, a business located in the city of Bridgeton, is celebrating their 75th year of continuous operation in 2021. And whereas the company has made Bridgeton its corporate headquarters for the past 57 years, located at 24 acres near the intersection of Lindbergh Boulevard and Interstate Highway 70. And whereas Hunter Engineering is an exemplary example of what it means to have a fine corporate citizens in the community, where it has facilities, in particular the city of Bridgeton, where management and employees are often involved in charities and events assisting first responders and public employees. Now therefore be it resolved by the Bridgeton City Council and the administration of the city of Bridgeton that it wishes to congratulate Hunter Engineering, its management and employees on their anniversary, and recognize the work the company performs locally, nationally, and worldwide. And furthermore, the city of Bridgeton commends Hunter Engineering on its civil commitment to Bridgeton and the St. Louis region.
Very good. Comments, questions? Seeing none, the clerk will call the roll.
Councilmember Abram.
Aye.
Councilmember Grimmer.
Aye.
Councilmember Hine.
Aye.
Councilmember Luke. Aye. Councilmember Norris.
Aye.
Councilmember Webb.
Aye.
Councilmember Zimmer.
Aye.
By your vote of 7-0, you've approved Resolution 21-3. Hunter Engineering is a stellar community asset in Bridgeton. They've been around a long time, have a worldwide reputation that's very good in the automotive industry. Thank you very much, Councilmember Zimmer. We're down to item 9, emergency legislation, liquor license for the city of Bridgeton. This is Councilmember Abram.
Move for final consideration for the liquor license requested by the Bridgeton, city of Bridgeton, to be changed to Vicky Ventrilla Meyer due to the resignation of the former managing officer for our liquor license.
Second.
This change will affect the following licenses: Bridgeton Municipal Athletic Complex, a full liquor license with Sunday sales; Berry Hill Golf Course, full liquor license with Sunday sales; Bridgeton Recreation Center, Sunday sales. Consumption on the premises. I move that we approve this liquor license for Vicky Ventrilla Meyer due to the resignation of Alderman.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded for approval of the liquor license just to change the managing director. Comments, questions? Councilmember Grimmer.
Yes, it's come to my attention that due to, I guess I'm not gonna say untimely, but the quick exit of Chris Chally down there, that somebody had to step in pretty quick and step up, and that's what Vicky did. And she's taken on some additional duties that probably weren't in the scope of her original duties, above and beyond, but she stepped up and got it done and has taken this on. So I just want to commend her for her extra effort in doing that. Thank you.
Very good. Further comments or questions? Seeing none, the clerk will call the roll.
Councilmember Grimmer.
Aye.
Councilmember Hine.
Aye.
Councilmember Luke.
Aye.
Councilmember Norris.
Aye.
Councilmember Webb.
Aye.
Councilmember Zimmer.
Aye.
Councilmember Abram.
Aye.
By your vote of 7-0, you've approved the liquor license for the city of Bridgeton, the change in managing officers, excuse me. We are down to perfection of bills. Item 10A, Bill 6281. Councilmember Grimmer.
Move for second reading of bill number 6281.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded for second reading of Bill 6281. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? Motion carries. Councilmember Grimmer.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Bridgeton, Missouri, application number 21-PZ-06, establishing a special use permit for an adult daycare center to allow an adult daycare center facility located at 3417 North Lindbergh Boulevard. All right, as this is a special use permit, I will follow the procedure for that. Bill number move that bill number 6281 become ordinance number
21-22.
21-22.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded for Bill 6281 to become ordinance 21-22.
Move to table for the procedure of the special use permit.
Discussion.
Pardon me?
We need discussion.
City attorney has advised us that we ought to have discussion on this before it gets tabled.
Okay. Discussion, please.
Councilmember Norris?
Yes, sir. I still have a problem with the security, and I will be monitoring the facility. I know you have to go through the state, but you know, this is an awkward area of our city. It's a busy street. There's a lot of foot traffic, so I'm still very concerned about having just a chime or something you had indicated. So I will support this, but I do want this in the minutes that I am still concerned about the security. Thank you.
Very good. Further comments or questions? All right, motion on the floor is to table. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? Motion carries. Councilmember Grimmer?
Move that the proposed use set forth in bill number 6281 be determined to promote the health, safety, morals, or general welfare of the people of the city of Bridgeton in accordance with and in the accomplishment of the comprehensive zoning plan of the city, taking into consideration the effect of such building or use on traffic conditions, fire safety, the character of the neighborhood, and the general welfare of the community and public utilities.
Second.
Move for a second, okay, very well. Findings of fact and conclusion of law. I find that as a fact, the proposed use will have no adverse effect on the health, safety, morals, or general welfare of the people of Bridgeton with respect to traffic conditions, fire safety, the character of the neighborhood, and general welfare of the community or public utilities. My vote is aye.
Very good. So we're doing concur and vote aye. So Councilmember Webb? Aye. Concur and votes aye. Councilmember Zimmer?
Concur and vote aye.
Councilmember Hine?
I concur and vote aye.
Councilmember Luke?
I concur and vote aye.
Councilmember Abram?
Concur and vote aye.
Councilmember Norris?
Concur and vote aye.
Very good.
Move to suspend council rules and move bill number 6281 from the table.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded to remove Bill 6281 from the table.
Move that bill
Wait a minute,
number
I need to vote on that one. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, abstaining, motion carries. The item is back on the table. That is now yours, Councilmember Grimmer.
All right, move that bill number 6281 become ordinance number 21-22.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded for Bill 6281 to become ordinance 21-22. Further discussion? Seeing none, the clerk will call the roll.
Councilmember Hine.
Aye.
Councilmember Luke. Aye. Councilmember Norris.
Aye.
Councilmember Webb.
Aye.
Councilmember Zimmer.
Aye.
Councilmember Abram.
Aye.
Councilmember Grimmer.
Aye.
By your vote of 7-0, you have approved Bill 6281 to become ordinance 21-22. We are down to item B, Bill 6282. Councilmember Zimmer.
Yes, thank you. I believe first I need to make a motion to include the updated changes to Chapter 510 as a substitution for the one that was read on June 16, 2021.
Second.
Okay, for second reading is what we're doing on that one. That's the one we really ought to go for first, so let's do first. We'll do the second reading. So your motion is to second read Bill 6282.
Yes,
Second.
okay.
Second.
Move for second reading of Bill 6282.
Second.
Those in favor, motion's been made and seconded to second read Bill 6282. Further comments or questions? Seeing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? Motion carries. Now we need your motion for the ordinance and then the amendment.
First you need to read it, right? Read the caption first, please.
Okay.
Thanks.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Bridgeton, Missouri, amending Chapter 500 of the Bridgeton Code of Ordinances entitled Building Code Ordinance Number 06-35, repealing Chapter 510 of the Bridgeton Code of Ordinance entitled Existing Residential Structural Code, Ordinance Number 08-31 and repealing Chapter 511 of the Bridgeton Code of Ordinances entitled Housing Board of Appeals Ordinance Number 93-85, 9-15-1993 of the City of Bridgeton, and all other ordinances are parts of the law in conflict thereof, and adopting a new Chapter 510 entitled Existing Structures Code, and adopting the 2015 edition of the International Property Maintenance Code set out herein.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
So you did very well. So the motion is for Bill 6282 to become ordinance 21-23, is that correct?
Yes. Move that Bill number 6282 become ordinance number
21-23.
21-23.
Second.
Okay. Motion's been made and seconded. Now, Councilmember Zimmer, we're looking for the amendment that you had spoken about.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to include the updated changes of Chapter 510 as a substitution for the one that was read on June 16, 2021.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded for an amendment to Bill 6282, and the amendment has been distributed to the council members. You all should have a copy.
They
Question?
should have copies, and it's in yellow, and it came to us with our packages. It's highlighted in yellow, I
Okay.
should say.
Any further comments or questions from you, Councilmember Zimmer?
Yeah, I'd like to just give a summary real quick for the people out here.
Please
of the
do.
The changes that have been added. Definition of a dwelling unit includes manufactured homes, mobile home, and modular home. They've added a definition for the accessory structures, that includes swimming pools and carports. Definition of rubbish that includes vehicle and boat parts and indoor furniture, furnishings and furniture. Definition of exterior furniture, the use of indoor furniture for outdoor usage is now prohibited. The storage of rubbish underneath a carport is now prohibited. The exterior walls shall be free from mold and mildew, and mobile and manufactured homes setup and maintenance. So that's the things that are included in the changes.
Very good. Questions or comments? Councilmember Norris.
Yes, sir, thank you. I just want to thank Public Works for improving our property code. Many of my concerns were addressed, so I appreciate that. I feel most of the violations are simple to comply: clean up, put away, some painting, affordable. Just wanted an FYI, our housing stock, 1960 to 1970, 88,000 units were built, brought our population to the highest during this time. This is just an added 19,000. But during that time, Spanish Village, Carrollton condos, West Haven homes and apartments, Bridgeway subdivision, Ridgecrest condos, Harmon Estates, St. James Estate, St. Gerard Park, Cypress Village apartment, Brittany Acres, now the Landing, the Trailer Court, and Northwest Crossing. They are all between 50 and 60 years old. This does not even include the old original Bridgeton. So this code is needed, necessary to keep our city updated and clean and tidy. Thank you.
Very good. Councilmember Grimmer.
Yes, I just wanted to compliment those involved in the process in reviewing the changes, and I was very impressed at the comprehensiveness of what we incorporated here, and it went from the first reading to this greatly improved revision, and many of the changes I can personally attest to. I've had two above ground pools on either side of my home come down over lengthy processes that should have been taken care of much more efficiently. This type of thing is addressed in here. Carports, I've seen stuff piled under carports, and the big mover, I think, in this thing, to me at least, was involving the city prosecutor, who could see where the holes were, and he just didn't have, as I understand, the tools necessary to go after a lot of these grievances and so forth. by having, tightening up this ordinance and putting a lot more wording into it and putting substance into these ordinance here. Now they've got something that they can really get into that's very specific. And this is an excellent, excellent job of just going in and cleaning up something, revising something that we had issues with. So my compliments to this process. I'm very impressed on how this turned out. Thank you.
Very good, thank you. Further comments or questions from council? Seeing none, the clerk will call the roll.
This is on the amendment.
This is on the amendment first.
Councilmember Luke.
Aye.
Councilmember Norris.
Aye.
Councilmember Webb.
Aye.
Councilmember Zimmer.
Aye.
Councilmember Abram.
Aye.
Councilmember Grimmer.
Aye.
Councilmember Hine.
Aye.
By your vote of 7-0, you've approved the amendment to Bill 6282. Now we are back on the amended Bill 6282 to become ordinance 21-23. Further comments or questions? Seeing none, the clerk will call the roll.
Councilmember Norris.
Aye.
Councilmember Webb.
Aye.
Councilmember Zimmer.
Aye.
Councilmember Abram.
Aye.
Councilmember Grimmer.
Aye.
Councilmember Hine.
Aye.
Councilmember Luke.
Aye.
By your vote of 7-0, you've approved Bill 6282 to become ordinance 21-23. We are on to consideration of new bills. Bill 6283, Councilmember Zimmer.
Thank you. Move for the first reading of bill number 6283.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded for first reading of Bill 6283. Councilmember Zimmer.
Okay, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Bridgeton, Missouri, readopting sections 105.500 through 105.540 of the City of Bridgeton Code ordinances relating to conflicts of interest and financial disclosures. Move to table.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded for tabling. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, abstaining, motion carries. Bill 6283 has been tabled. Bill 6284, Councilmember Zimmer.
Yes, thank you. I move for the first reading of bill number 6284.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded for the first reading of Bill 6284. Councilmember Zimmer.
Thank you. An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Bridgeton, Missouri, authorizing the mayor and the city clerk to execute a consent for entry and access to property agreement substantially in the form attached here to as Exhibit A between the City of Bridgeton, Missouri and the Westlake landfill OU-1 and OU-3 respondents in order for OU-1 and OU-3 respondents to access the property as more particularly described in the agreement. Move to table.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded to table Bill 6284. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, abstaining, motion carries. Bill 6284 is tabled. There are no discussion items for tonight. We are down to reports of the various departments. First off is the city attorney.
I have nothing this evening, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Council communications. We'll start with Councilmember Webb.
Tonight, Mayor.
Very good. Councilmember Zimmer.
Yes, it was a great parade. I really had a lot of fun. I think the kids had a lot of fun out there, as well as the adults. It was hot, but it was worth it. So a lot of fun at the parade, a lot of fun at DMAC. Thanks for letting us put that on.
Very good. Councilmember Grimmer.
I too want to just compliment again on the July 4th parade. I think the attendance was up. We put on a good show and it was very well produced. We should be proud of that. Did a little research. We've been doing that parade. I believe it was started by Mayor Abrams, 1978, 43 years. With the exception of last year, 43 consecutive years of our little hometown parade. And I'll tell you what, that we're just big enough where we can pull off something like that with a lot of class, and yet we're small enough where everybody kind of knows everybody. And that's what makes that parade really neat. But when you can pull in Fred Bird and the Clydesdales and things like that, the point is consistently it's a great show, and it was this year also. So. And again, I had some guests at the fireworks display. They were Florissant people. They had been to the Florissant display quite a bit, and they were very impressed with our display. We got compliments on that. And the whole production was good. the guy that did the national anthem, it's one thing to hear that over a microphone. I was fortunate enough to be standing right next to that guy. Unbelievable. And again, just classy stuff that we pull off here in our little town. So again, we take it for granted, I guess, but we really have got something special, and I hope we can keep it up. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Hine.
Thank you, Mayor. My compliments on the parade also and all the hard workers, the Special Events Commission. Thank you to my co-council person for the sandwich in the morning at the rec center. I just wanted to give a shout out to my neighbor, Luis Joaquin Panay. I didn't find out until the morning of the parade that we were going to be given fans to hand out, and I was trying to figure out how I'm going to give out fans and throw out candy. So I had gone over to present him and his mom with a parking pass, and I asked if he would be able to help pass out fans, and he did. He did a great job, and he's going to be a senior at Smet High School in August, and he actually got some community service hours for doing that, and he enjoyed it. He'll probably do it again next year. Also, I wanted to tell you we're going to have our Ward 3 meeting. It's coming up here in a couple weeks, July 28th, 7 p.m. here at the Community Center, at the City Hall. I'd like to see everybody that can come out, that can. And like I said before, I wanted to give a shout out to the officers again. I think they really look sharp in their uniforms. I was able to, in between the parade and the fireworks, go across the street to the new establishment over there, Chicago Louis. Met the owners. They were very receptive. Had some fans left over, so I gave their patrons some fans and some leftover candy we had, so they were very appreciative. I also want to thank the commission members, Nancy and Mr. Hartog. People don't realize that our boards and commission members are volunteers, and they do put in a lot of time and a lot of effort in their volunteering. And it's a lot of work that's done behind the scenes, and nobody sees it, but what they do makes a big difference for our city. And people have asked me before what the hardest part of my job is, and it's hard to give an answer, but I know that it's a thankless job. Probably in 10 years I've only gotten 3 thank yous, and I'm not looking for thank yous, but I want to make sure that our board and commission members get the thank yous that they deserve. A couple of questions that can be answered, I guess, by staff when you get there. I was wondering how the RFP is coming for the staffing study, and then the charter review committee or commission. Thank you.
Very good. Councilmember Luke.
Well, it's hard to follow all that up, but ditto. Being ex officio on special events, I'm really proud of them. They work really hard, as Mr. Hines said, and I think they put on a fabulous parade every year. So congratulations to them for another successful year. Also, I want to call out that one of our parade participants performed life-saving CPR on someone who had a heart attack and was not breathing. And she and an off-duty police officer, who was also part of her parade group, revived the person. So kudos. It's Joan Cather from ATA Martial Arts.
Wow. Very good. Councilmember Abram.
Well, I too want to say that we had a wonderful fireworks. I think it was maybe one of the best we've ever had, and the finale was great. And I want to thank the park department and Bridgeton Kane as our director, and the police officers, the city workers, employees, streets, and all that. They all worked hard, and they did a wonderful job. I mean, like I said, I think in my 22 years, it was one of the best, and everything went smoothly, and I think it was great. Our parks director, Brendan, you do a wonderful job for a fairly new employee and director of our parks. I want to thank Ms. Luke for supplying sandwiches from Panera for the city council and the special events commission before the parade. That was very good. I mean, I just want to commend her for doing that. Our officers, as I said, you know, we get complaints, but they're usually from people that complain about everything. And, you know, we have a great police department, and I'm very proud of them. But I just want to, and I want to thank the guys that helped me get up onto the bandstand and back off of it and back to my seat. So thank you guys for very much. You won't have to do that anymore, I don't think so, but thanks to all of you. And I do want to say one thing. Our parks and our park board does a wonderful job. And these people that complain about our parks, I don't understand it. We have some of the best parks around, and we maintain them. We have been updating them and putting in all kinds of work and going out for grants, you know, to help pay for it. And like I said, people that complain like that about the parks and the police and the street department, they complain about everything. That's usually the people that do that. So thank you. I think you guys do a wonderful job on our commissions. That's all.
Okay. Councilmember Norris.
You know I have something, always.
I knew you wouldn't disappoint.
Thank you. I just want to congratulate, wonderful parade, fireworks. I hope, my God, that 1 o'clock start was a brutal day. So, but we made through it. Everyone was smiling. Thanks to all the employees and the commission, and also to the life-saving situation for a private citizen. That was, I don't believe anything like that has happened before, or we just never knew it. I still have applications for the Kiwanis Golf Tournament, July 16th. That's next Friday, so if you got a team, we certainly could do it. That's one of our largest fundraisers. We do quite a few services for the city of Bridgeton, Maryland Heights. And I do have a little comment on the rebuttal on the comment on the Parks Department. I just want to let people know that it has been updated. BMAC in the late 1990s, early 2000s, we added 4 new fields, a concession stand, new offices, upper parking lot, new corporate pavilion, walking trail. And in 2021, updated our playground. And in 2006, Riverwoods Park was added, 136 acres down by the river. 2006, we added the Aquatic Center, expanded from a traditional competitive diving pool to the multi-generational modern pool facility today. 2018 through 2021, the Bridgeway Park, over $1 million of remodel through grants. We fixed the infrastructure, improved modern updates. 2021, the Matthews Park, Phase 1, update infrastructure, remodel to bring modern activities to this park. The Parks Department, the Parks Resident Board have worked very hard to keep our amenities updated. They have a 5-year schedule. If anyone would like to see what is the next on the plan, they are making plans for the next one. Our residents love our parks. We are fortunate to have this green space. Many of the communities do not have this opportunity, and I would think in today's world we want the space and the green and the trees to walk through. And just an FYI, we lost 2 parks originally in the buyout, Oak Valley and Freeborn, replaced with Carrollton Park, McKelvey Park, and we just shut down O'Connor Park to renting because of lack of the area was getting a little dicey. After the buyout, we gained more parks to take care of because the buyout happened in 2000 and Riverwoods was added to our complement in 2006. And I just wanted to just bring a little bit about the starting our population, always something about the buyout, but our best year of census was in 1970 with 19,000. 1980, it dropped to 18,000. 1990, 17,000. No buyout. Buyout started in the 2000, dropped to 15, yes, 2010, 11, but I still feel that census is not accurate. With all the rentals, or do people really care? Don't want to be tracked? Too much government? I don't know. It is the law, but a lot of people break the laws. And also I have a question, did we have any information about the reader board? Are we doing, have we gotten any cost on that? And congratulations to our police officers tonight. It is great, they are the best. With great leadership and support from administration, we will continue providing the best service to our community. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we will move on to department reports, streets and public works. Mr. Gunn?
Five Guys Hamburgers. They did a really soft opening today. Everything was final several weeks ago. It just takes a little while to get a restaurant up and going and get the staff all hired in and trained up. So it's a good deal for us to have them up and running right now. Wingstop, they're final. They're doing the same thing. They're getting their staff all ready to go and everything supplied inside. So as soon as we get a soft opening date, then we'll be ready.
Very good. I would like to commend Zach and Eric there because they helped, as Councilmember Grimmer noted, in the development of those codes and reviewing them. Thank you both very much. Mr. Kane, Parks and Rec.
Just wanted to, a quick mention while we're talking about thanking people for the 4th of July. There's a lot of people that put in a lot of work, but maybe none more so than Angel Wright at the rec center. She put in so much time planning for the parade and the fireworks as well. So I just wanted to give her a shout out. And then also there was a question in the public portion about accessibility in the parks, and I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. So at Bridgeway Park, we have made things a lot more accessible with the playground that was updated. Before it was kind of the kiddie cushion, like the mulch, and now it's a surface where a wheelchair can access those areas. People with disabilities can access that area a lot better than they could before. We have a parking lot that was put up top, so people can now drive to the top and access the areas above. So we're kind of limited with the landscape of the park, the lay of the land. We can't make it a parking lot so that every single person can get to it from the neighborhood. So, we don't want to take away from the character of the park and what sits on a hill. We do the best that we can to make it more accessible. Matthews, the restroom will be ADA compliant. We'll have the trail that kind of winds around specifically to make it so. We'll have an auxiliary ball field lot that'll go up so we can get the kids up to the ball field easier, the team, so they don't have to hike up the hill with all their equipment. And then the trail that will come from Fifi, as well as the connection from the new neighborhood. So we do try our best to make things as accessible as possible, although no park is perfect. You're limited to the kind of landscape. So just wanted to touch on that a little bit.
Very good. Chief, please have a big night tonight.
We did have a big night tonight, and I didn't want to make it look like we were trying to stack the deck. These all occurred within a relatively short time. And this is just a prime example of what these guys do every day. I had to really talk to these guys just to get them to show up because they really felt like they were just doing their job. And I'm very proud of them. We had a busy evening after the fireworks display. We had a structure fire at 91 Casted. The folks were able to get out, but the dog didn't make it. And there was damage done to a couple adjoining trailers. And I'm sorry to announce the passing of Mr. Sidney Pulling, the father of Sergeant Pulling. He passed away on the 1st, so please keep the Pulling family in your thoughts and prayers.
Very good. Mr. Bookout.
I just wanted to address Councilmember Hines' question regarding the plan. Work has begun on personnel staffing, requests for proposals. We are in full swing dealing with performance evaluations and merit increases with finance and all the departments. So when that's completed, probably within the next week, we'll begin going harder on the request for proposals. We should have some of the council here in the next few weeks.
Very good. All right, and I will address Councilmember Pine asked about the charter review. I have talked to one individual that expressed some interest in it. I need to get the others done. My intent on the charter review is a 7-person committee. It would be 1 from each ward and then 3 at-larges. So if individual council members have a person from their ward they think might be an excellent choice, you know, please forward that to me and I'll consider it. I would hope to try and have that done by the first August meeting. Secondly, we had talked about having a training session on various planning and zoning and the Board of Adjustment and everything like that. We had talked about it happening this week, but this week I don't know what we were thinking of because with the holiday kind of compresses things. So we're looking to probably push that off to about the 3rd week in July. So roughly around the 22nd, 23rd, we're still trying to finalize things. That would be a 2-hour session from roughly 4 to 6 to go over planning and zoning, what the council's authorities and duties should be, what individual boards and commissions' authorities should be on planning and zoning matters, on codes and so forth like that. So keep that in mind. I also thought the city was well represented and did a fine job in terms of the parade. I had many nice compliments about it. Shows once again why Bridgeton's a fine community in which to locate. We have a new business coming in, so we're happy to see that. With that, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment. Motion's made and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining, motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you all very much.